Our wedding day was easily the best day of our lives. But it wouldn't have been possible without the helping hand of our wedding planner Gabby, who luckily came to South Africa a little bit before our actual wedding, so we could sit down and have a chat with her about the ins and outs of planning a destination wedding.
I have finally met Gabby from Because We Can Events, Steve and I. Hi, Steve. She has made it down to South Africa from Los Angeles. Long trip, jet lag. But we have finally met after planning for over 2 years, I think.
That's what we were just saying. I think it was at least 2 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time since Steve popped the question. We have just dropped off like tons and tons of bags of all the stuff for the wedding. I think Gabby might be a bit overwhelmed. I don't know. There's a lot of detail, as you guys know me. But we're going to wing it anyway. And I thought, well, we're here. You guys probably want to know how this all came about and, you know, how to actually go about planning this kind of destination wedding. So I thought, she's here. Let's ask her some questions.
Ooh, great question. Well, I'm Gabby.
Yes.
And so I'm a destination adventurous wedding planner. And basically, it started in 2012 when I started my company. But at the time, I was like, I'm just going to do weddings for everybody and everyone.
Did you get married?
We weren't married yet.
We
weren't married yet. So I was just kind of doing everything I could in terms of events until one day we got this client, and I think you saw this post.
Yes.
We got this client out in the Utah desert, and it was, they were calling it Wedding Cella, and it was like a 4-day wedding festival, Coachella style, with bands and food and open bar. Yoga.
I think you did yoga for them. Well,
or was I? No, I wasn't teaching, but I was doing.
But you were doing.
I was doing.
Right.
Yep.
Got involved. Yep.
Yep. I mean, the only thing missing. Oh, they had like an off-roading Jeep at one point that they were going through the desert. So anyway, it was like this 4-day.
The pictures were insane.
It was epic.
Yeah.
And that got published, and it started just rolling in that we did that. And I mean, I will give the credit fully to the bride and groom because it was their vision and they fully dreamed this up and we just executed.
You made it happen.
Yeah, but we rebranded right after that and made it, we like threw up this wedding on my website. Awesome. And we just said, this is what we want to do for the rest of our lives. And I always joke, I don't think I ate, slept, or drank for, 2 weeks after that. I was so tired, all I wanted to do was sleep. But I said I want to relive this. Yeah, over and over. And then you
like
guys found us.
Yeah,
I know,
so
pretty much.
we found you, and then we also reached out and we were like, so how does one actually do a wedding like this? And obviously the budget had a big impact.
Yeah.
But here we are planning our dream wedding and we're kind of making it happen. It's not Coachella size, but there's little elements in there.
So I think like when we rebranded our website and we chose to only feature this type of wedding, we were basically saying that if you're a couple and you land on our website, you're either going to love what we do or you're going to hate it.
Yeah.
And basically,
acquired taste.
Yeah, it really was. And I don't want to spend my life in a ballroom. I don't think you guys want to either. And so I don't want to do ballroom weddings, and no offense to anyone who wants a ballroom wedding, to each their own.
100%.
But I was like, hey, I have this chance to do whatever I love for the rest of my life, and I wanted to do it with people who are adventurous and fun and backpackers and not worried about the color of their forks, you know, and just have more to
100%.
it than
more about the landscapes and the photo ops and just the main experience.
Yeah, the whole experience for both you guys and your guests too.
Yeah.
So I started talking a lot more to business owners about finding your ideal client, because I do think, and I think for travel stuff too, we're in a super saturated Instagram world, right? With like our competitors are also our friends, but we're all doing very similar things. Yeah. And the only way to be successful, at least for us in the wedding industry, and I believe, is to have a very specific ideal client. So I don't care if your ideal client is brides with glasses. Yeah. That's an ideal client.
Hey, it's a niche.
It's a niche market.
It's a niche, yeah.
So I think that's worked really well for us. And I'm now kind of teaching a little bit of mentorship to other, especially wedding planners, to say, like, I encourage you to find who your niche market is and just talk to that person.
That's such
so it's
a
been
great
a lot
lesson.
of fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. Would you say we're your ideal client?
Oh, and beyond. You guys are ideal and in another country, which is even more fun too. Yeah,
that's great. So maybe let's talk about that. The fact that you're in South Africa, your first time in Africa.
Yep.
And here we are planning this big thing. Language, luckily, isn't a big barrier.
The one language, the word that was driving me crazy that I couldn't understand is in the US and in Canada, we call it like you rent items, like rental companies.
Yes.
And here it's hire.
Okay.
But I could not.
Companies, yeah.
Right? So I could not make full sentences with the word hire, because for me, the word hire is like I will hire somebody, an employee, like hiring. But I could not, so I kept writing my sentences with the word hire instead of rentals, and I was like, oh, that doesn't sound right. So that was always so funny when I tried to read
I've
things.
never thought of that.
Yeah.
I guess we kind of call it rental as well. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But that's crazy that came up.
That was one word
noticed.
that I couldn't grasp. But okay, time zone. Like we had to Skype and have calls, but it was either early for you, late for me. Like that's one thing.
Yeah, that was tricky.
Doing destination weddings, you have to be flexible with clients on when you're going to make it work, because it's not going to be between 9 and 5 Pacific time all the time. So that was
flexible timing.
Yeah. And I think you guys experienced this a little bit, but lack of response from vendors.
Yes.
That was hard. You guys did a great job at tracking them down, but you see how, like, especially I think.
So is that? Does that happen in America?
Yes,
really?
but we're not planning for 2 years. Usually it's a year.
Okay.
Max, and so there's a bigger sense of urgency, especially if the couple's planning like a 6-month thing. That people know, they can envision the date a little bit better.
But because it was so far, everyone was like, we'll get to it.
And then they forget, or that was hard.
So I'll agree with that, just because, I mean, as organized as a person as I am, I consider myself to be an organized person. It's 5 days before the wedding, and we're still running around thinking about things and
you couldn't have done this before, though.
Couldn't have done this before because we didn't know, we didn't hear from the people. So that has been a challenge.
Yes. Yeah, for you, for sure. But I think overall, I think you're right. The language was great. Not knowing where these places were, like I'd have to look at a map on Google and be like, okay, I'm staying here, we're going here, we got to get a rental car, we got times of certain
logistics of travel.
Yeah, and that's the thing, logistics of travel, shots. My husband and I got Hep A, Hep B, but just going to know. And then at one point we got to the airport and someone asked, do you have a visa? And I was like, no, do we need a visa? And they're like, no, if you're going for more than 90 days. I was like, okay, we're going for 19 days. You scared me. But stuff like that that I didn't even
think about. Because you wouldn't have to. You'd be thinking about whether the bride's dresses are on time rather than your own. Yeah. Okay.
And I think probably the last thing is I don't have my full equipment. Like we were talking, I usually have a wedding kit, and I have emergency everything from pairs of scissors to those little heel stoppers, for people that get married in grass, and their guests, I don't know if you heard of this, but they wear stilettos and then they sink.
So glad I'm going barefoot.
Yes, I know, you guys did it the right way, but you put these little plastic caps on the heels. So I have those in my kit. But
sounds like a good kit.
Yeah, but I don't have
Do you sell those? Do you
No.
sell kits? You should sell kits.
Sell kits. We should sell kits.
I guess it's hard because we haven't had the actual wedding.
One thing my husband's going to probably kill me for saying, I'm going to say it in advance, but I've experienced this. We travel, we do destination weddings. My assistant becomes my husband, and he's not a trained professional wedding planner, so he does his very best. I know, sorry, we love you, Chris. You don't need to watch this. No. He does his very best, and he's awesome. He helps drive. He, as long as he's fed, he's happy. But sometimes I need my team, because we can almost read each other's minds, and I can look at my team member and she'll know, get the cake, get, and we don't.
But you asked me to do this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
he goes man.
Right.
We love the men, but
totally different.
Can't do
brain.
Much, right, Steve? Can't do more than one thing.
Steve, I'm not.
One thing at a time. Yeah, that's what he tells me.
But you do it well.
Yes, exactly. It's very meticulously done. It's perfect, but I'm like, we gotta get going here. So that will be the thing is I don't have my kit and I don't have a team member, and so I have been thinking moving forward, if we're doing big destinations, I may choose to bring a teammate.
Right.
And then my
mind reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to help. It makes it easier as my job. But then I just know when it's my husband who's the assistant, I go in with a plan. Like I go in, okay, here's your job, my job, go.
And I guess you did Croatia last year.
Yes. Croatia and Scotland last year.
Right.
And my husband was my assistant. And it went really well. Both of them, though, were under 35 guests.
Okay.
So it's a little more.
So here with
easy to
100,
manage.
it's a little more.
So we're going to have to pick up the pace. I think this is couples in general that we say, and I think we attract the right people for this.
Yeah, all your couples would be destination.
They're like this, yeah, but be flexible. I mean, we were just talking about, like, you're not attached, don't be attached to anything in particular because wind, rain, weather, people, not, like...
Signage vendors.
Totally, like people will... cancel last minute or and it's okay, and it's going to happen how it's supposed to happen, because at the end of the day the most important thing is that you are there with your friends and family. And it's the experience. And again, we're not going to care about if the fork is slightly off to the left when it was supposed to be on the right, but we obviously go in with a plan and we have an idea. But if something isn't going perfectly to plan, to just go in and be flexible. The outcome is going to be the same at the end of the day.
I love
that. Especially destination, because you're dealing with so many other factors and you can't just run home and grab something that you forgot and stuff like that. So be flexible, because it's going to be way more fun for you guys at the end of the day.
I can't wait.
I've been personally manifesting Japan.
Okay.
That's just me. I'm manifesting it.
Japan is like one of our top 5.
Is it?
It's one of the best.
Okay.
So,
I've never been. Yes.
Japanese,
I'm ready.
Japanese wedding dreamers.
Yes.
Okay. Make it
so
happen.
Manifesting Japan. We've been getting inquiries for Hawaii, which is close for us in LA.
Yeah.
And I've never been. So we're kind of working on a couple there that might be possible. But
under a waterfall.
That would be nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We know a guy who could shoot that for you. So
you
need a photographer, videographer.
People? Okay.
We'll put his details in the back and the bottom,
Perfect. Yeah, so we're open. I mean, I feel like we did Europe last year. That was so fun. Although I would do Greece. I haven't done that. But I'd be down, I think Asia. I'd be down to do some Asia.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think that's it then. Let's go get married, right? Let's go. Let's do this.
Do this.